happens is if our Facebook Live is on, so you can completely mute your phone, and then as soon as the Facebook Live comes up, the volume goes right back up. So then we have how many phones in this room right now? So
oh my God.
Anyway, hi everybody.
Welcome to JoyRide. Happy New Year. I'm Tiffanie.
And I'm Kari.
And we have a bevy of metaphysical mama beauties here in the house.
Woo-hoo-hoo. So we have Nora Yolis Young, who is on Skype, which you cannot see, but when you hop over to YouTube, you'll be able to see her. And we have Wendy Hutchinson.
Kari Shiny Mena from The Shiny Show.
And Sara
Kajawa.
And Tiffanie Williams. And Kari Walker.
And Kari Walker.
So anyway, so last night we were thinking, because shows always just sort of show up, and I think what needs to be said and what needs to be put out there kind of shows up. So at what, 6 o'clock last night, you know you're close when you can say, hey guys, you want to come on the show tomorrow? And they're like, yeah, sure. And you know that you're not even B-list or C-list. You're the A-list.
You're the A-list.
This is how prepared we are. But anyway, so welcome. Okay, I have one gripe. So last night, so everybody sends out these beautiful cards, you know, these incredible Christmas cards. But I'm looking through these, and it's like, oh look, they're in Paris. Oh look, they're in. Oh look at their kids. They're so clean and they're so shiny, and it's like, that's just bullshit. It's not. They're not. I mean, my Christmas cards, if they make it out, I have one kid crying. I have one kid about to fall out of a tree.
The best.
I know. So anyway, that was my gripe.
Yeah,
last
my
night.
hat's off to everybody who actually got a Christmas card out this year. Mine was in a little electronic little Facebook post, so.
I'm sending out New
You're
Year's
rocking
cards.
it.
And so when you get a card and it has all of us walkers and we're all wearing white and we have white on, we're the white walkers. We may do it in time for, well, that's 2019, for the new Game of Thrones or
The
last
White Walkers.
season. Yeah. Anyway.
Well,
all right.
Hi. How is everybody?
Good.
Hello.
Hello.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So we want to talk about what's going on, what's coming up for the year, what everybody is, what kind of vibe everybody's picking up on.
Yeah, good.
We got a
Not
lot of
everybody
good
talk at
juju.
once.
Yeah.
Quit talking.
Well, I am ready for this year. 2017 was a year to kind of just break away from stuff and make, I don't know, just a flip. So the switch has been flipped, and I'm ready for some really good positivity and magic to come my way. And I have all these psychic friends, so I cheat and I get to know this information. So I have a really exciting year.
It's like
coming
insider
my
trading.
way.
You kind of know.
I do. I have insider trading. I love that.
So.
Wait, give us some nuggets, man. Pony up.
Well, I'm not going to give all the nuggets away because, you know, they're a little mysterious to me still. But what I do know is that my Shine show is going to blow up, can continue to blow up.
Okay, wait, now that's not like blow up as in implode up.
Blow up as in
blow
get
up
big.
as in get big.
Get big. And one of the things I'm working on right now is organizing the tour. And it's challenging, man. I invest like 20 hours on just planning one family vacation. Now I'm trying to create this tour across America. I have no idea where to go. I have no idea about anything. And then I don't know. I'm a little overwhelmed about that. But
let's put it out there. If you want the Shiny Show in your neighborhood, Kari's looking for places to go.
I am.
Kari and Allison. So what's the vision? Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because we're starting off in Europe. We're going
Okay.
to do a couple cities in Europe, and then we're coming back to America. So I thought maybe we'd start in Houston just so we can just decompress for a while.
Yeah.
And then I thought we'd do like a little Florida, then up the coast and across America and back down. I don't know. It's up in the air. But this is God's tour, so I know that as long as I put the work in, that
God
will
tour
honor me.
2018.
It's like we're on a mission from God.
I know
the
that's
Blues Brothers
exactly
show.
it. So I
show we started with
cannot fail. As long as I put the work in, God will pick up all the slack and throw the clues my way, and I'll pick up my breadcrumbs and I'll make my way.
So now, will Allison be joining you, your other half?
Absolutely. So we're, like I said, we're starting
to the
over.
States.
She's coming to the States again, so she's going to come stay with me in my hood, and we'll bring her down here. We can have her in the studio.
She come and do a
Yes.
joyride with us. A shiny joyride.
Oh,
So that's in the works for me. That's
party.
a personal part, and
That's all right. Yes, that's a party.
And
It
I
is
know,
a
and I know
party.
too that the events themselves are going to become a thing. And one day, I won't have to do the job of planning all the cities. I just have to show up and shine. And I'm really looking forward to that. But I got to put my work in.
Okay, so Lori is saying San Diego and Leanne is saying Chicago. So you got so
Those are both on my radar.
thank you
They
guys.
are.
Yes.
venues.
So if
Make
you
it
want
happen.
to, if you want to help me even further, you find a place for me to host this thing. And I am looking for people that have like a clubhouse in their neighborhood or something to rent out or
like
whatever.
50 people, 30
so you
people.
want to keep it
It's
intimate, but
kind of 30-ish. It's the going, sign up, whatever, has been about 25 people. But I think it's going to grow a little bit. And I don't, whatever, whoever wants to come on down.
That's awesome.
And
That'll be so fun.
and I also got to plug myself for my Stardust event too, because some of you don't know that. If you know me from Shiny, but I have another YouTube channel called Stardust, and that's with me and my girl, her Mena, and we channel aliens, and that's a whole other story. So you got to check out that. And we're having an event in the end of April in Nevada. So you can look at that. You can come to my page or go to our Stardust group or.
We'll throw your page out there.
Right. Stardust. It's just Stardust.
on
Stardust group.
Facebook.
But I thought that event was full.
No. The room,
the sleeping room
the
part.
house is full, but there's a hotel that you can, 20 minutes away. You can drive to every day and come to it. So that's still on the
Well,
table.
Joanna's saying Boston, and Lori's saying she has a clubhouse.
All right.
You got 3 stops. Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
guys. Thank you. Thanks for
stops
helping
are already
me doing my
organized.
work. Yes.
Put it out there. Okay, so Wendy,
What?
what's up, man? You're
Wendy,
next.
you are
Wendy's
the
got
Marconics-
a lot of stuff going
The
on.
Marconics queen over here.
Well, I was just told that I'm going to be doing a lot more public speaking and I'm doing a lot of writing.
You are doing a lot.
Yeah, I'm supposed to bring a lot of
Congratulations on
Oh.
being named
life coach of the
Life
year.
Coach of the Year.
Oh,
Thank you.
Life Coach of the Year here.
Thank you.
And that's a big
That was
group.
real-
That's a really
Yeah,
cool group
yeah.
of
It was
people.
the Missing Piece magazine. I won Life Coach of the Year. It was a real honor. Yeah, so I'm going to be on the cover sometime.
Congratulations.
She's a cover girl.
I'm going to be on the cover sometime this year, and I'm just kind of letting it unfold. One thing at a time.
I'm so bad at that. I was telling somebody that yesterday. It's like I can't. Trisha Kelly. She will be joining our group. She is amazing, and I'm getting to know her.
I know
And
Trisha.
do you know Trisha?
I know Trisha.
From Channeling Eric?
I just met. I don't know. I emailed her. I saw what she did. It's like, oh, this is fascinating. And anyway, so she's been giving me some great tips. And anyway, it was. I'm just really impatient. Unfolding is not easy.
Me too.
I'm
Trying to
petty.
know everything.
The
Me too.
wait is the hardest part.
Yep.
That's my motto, right?
There it
the
is.
wait is the hardest part.
So I'm just
sometimes.
letting things come,
Slowly, like a
just
petal, like
allowing
a flower.
people to find me and things to come to me.
And people are finding you.
They really are, and it's been really interesting because the way they find me is just so incredibly synchronistic, which we know is not synchronistic.
Right. That's not
It's
it.
all divine. But it's been pretty interesting to connect to all these different people, and through you guys, gosh, it's been wonderful.
But you reach out too, and that's the beautiful part is that you're so willing to be open and out there and talk to people and make the phone calls, and that's really
Well, I really
cool.
feel passionate about my work. I think that we as a society, humanity, needs to really start waking up. And I think this coming year, a lot of people are going to start coming online. People who are really struggling right now and suffering, that's your wake-up call.
Yeah.
Pay attention to that. Don't be a victim of it. This is your
Right.
opportunity to transcend all of that pain and step into your greatness. Stop playing the same tape and staying in the loop.
Rewind.
Yeah.
Well, that's and I don't want to talk about this right now, but I'd like to get into that because my guides gave me a great message this morning, and it's right in line with that. But I think we
We'll
share a
keep
guide,
going.
but it is
I'm sure we do.
I'm sure we do too. So that is so. What do you have? Do you have? I know that you may be going to the West Coast at some point with us, and I know that. Yeah, I know. We want to go see Allison Coe and
Yeah.
Mitch.
Oregon
and
would be so awesome.
East City Ranch and I mean, all kinds of things.
There's
Road
a lot
trip.
of stuff coming down the pipe. But like I said, I'm just allowing people to come to me, find me, and just stepping on to the next opportunity.
Oh,
I'm
you're
not really.
Whatever. You're holding your cards close
No,
to the
no,
chest.
honestly, that's how I honestly do it. I don't really pursue anything. I just know that the people who need to find me, and that's.
And where
then-
can they find you?
And they do. You can come to my website. It's alenialifecoaching.com, ALINEA, lifecoaching.com.
Tell me what that means again.
It means to go offline.
Oh.
So the
You have
work
to go
I
online
do
to get
is-
offline.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically it's creating a shift. It's shifting the direction you're going. That's what it means to go offline in French.
I love that.
Yeah.
En
Thank you.
français, s'il vous plaît.
Yes, thank you.
And
Yeah.
What's up with you? Which, by the way, we did the shots, Tiffanie.
okay,
You
well
just
I
need to fake it with water.
Okay,
It's
I'll fake it. I'll
You
fake
can
it with my teeth.
There you go. Yeah.
No,
She has no fake.
She could have gotten away with it. We're getting a big bottle.
Okay, tell what
Sarah's
happened.
son Adam celebrated with fireballs, and in honor of Adam, everybody did a fireball shot, and you handed out at one of our little get-togethers.
Little.
It was here. You handed us a little shot of fireball, took it home, put it on the counter, went looking for it, and I finally asked my husband, "Have you seen a little shot of fireball?" And he goes, "Oh, I threw that away." Why would you throw it away? He goes, "I've had one in my liquor cabinet for like 20 years. I thought, why do I still have this?" And I tossed it.
brought it out?
I'm sorry.
And the one that was 20 years old, she would have taken it.
I know. So I need to know the shot of
We'll
fireball.
do it because Adam's anniversary is next week.
Okay,
so
okay,
we'll do it
okay.
again.
There you go.
Adam understands. I explained. I said, "I'm so sorry. I love
It's
you."
okay. It's okay. So that just kind of makes it fun adding the fireball.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we all posted on Facebook us doing our shots because apparently on Christmas Eve,
Yes.
everybody
Well, you're doing it in
Christmas
front of
Eve,
the
Christmas
church
Day.
service.
Church. I saw her at church.
Shots for Jesus.
forget communion.
Right.
I got my own.
So forget the wine.
Forget the wine. Turn
Holy
water
water.
to fireballs.
Yes, that's right.
So what do you have going on, Mama?
Oh, well, I'm kind of like Wendy, just allowing. And that's what they keep telling me, just allow. And it's like, okay. But it's hard for me still to look way into the future anyway. I can manifest, but it's still the jolt of Adam's passing maybe forced me to be more present,
Living in the moment.
living in the moment.
And it's been 4 years?
Next week will be 4 years.
Yeah.
But they keep telling me to be patient and allow. Those who are going to come to me be put in my path, just like the teachers were put in my path to help me. So that's where I've been kind of working with extended family, immediate family, friends of Adam's, and even friends of, friends of extended friends. So that they've been coming in. I see how it's all kind of like all the dots are lining up.
Yeah.
All those that have helped with sessions.
So
and healing.
you're doing your angel reading sessions, your
Yeah, I'm doing the
mediumship
mediumship,
sessions. you're
angel
still-
reading, Archangel Reiki, and then my semester in Lone Star College starts pretty soon.
And you'll be teaching
I'm
Reiki.
the Reiki again.
that-
Yeah,
isn't
it's the
that
adult
cool?
class.
Reiki at the
Awesome.
college.
Yeah.
I love it.
So,
And how can people find you, my dear?
Oh, SarahKujawa.com.
Kajawa.
Sarah Kujawa, Kujawa. And you
it's
can pronounce it
S-A-R-A.
Kujawa.
What is
whatever
that
you wanna-
from?
It's
What is
Polish.
It reminds me very Star Wars.
Yeah.
There you go.
Star Wars.
Kujala
Sounds
the Hutt.
Japanese
Galactic.
almost.
Galactic.
Yeah.
Kajawa. Well, that I ran into a friend of our family, and he lost his son, I think 2 years ago. And so I was telling him about you, and he said, "How does she do it?" And I was like, "I need to give you her phone number."
Well, and
But
share the
he's-
video. You guys have done a video about.
You can learn how to
Great.
eat crackers.
No,
crackers.
well, that was funny. You cracker me up. But it was about doing graceful, doing grief during the holidays.
Doing grief differently, and that's part. Yeah, that's part of my legacy for Adam too, is to prove that we can to show through.
Be an example.
Yeah, be an example through Adam's and my relationship continuing on, how we can help other families. So I love reaching out to other bereaved parents to help them to communicate, because we all can. We're all channelers.
Well, and this person, it seems like I've recently, I've had several folks come into my life to say, "I'm atheist," and it's like, okay. Then by the end of the talk, or the end of us talking, because everybody is who they are, and I appreciate wherever you are on your path. By the end, it's, well, I do believe in spirit, and I do believe in, it's like, okay, so maybe not quite atheist.
Yes, just
but
a label.
Maybe that's just
right.
Right.
Agnostic.
Agnostic.
Starting point.
Right, and right, that's exactly right. So, well, I can't wait to see what you end up
So,
doing.
yeah. So that's what I'm doing. I know my goal was I know I'm supposed to write a book eventually, but working on the blog, but I know I just have some more healing to do myself too, let alone extended family. Friends. So that's where I'm at.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
thank you.
beautiful. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
All right, Miss Nora Yolis Young.
Oh, now this one's got a lot going on, Miss Nora.
Now Nora's joining us. We can see her on Skype. You'll be able to see her later when we post this on YouTube. But you are out there on the East Coast.
Yes, I am in North Carolina. And hello, ladies. I love you all. Sending you all hugs from virtual land.
Wait, I want you to turn sideways just a tiny bit. I want to see
your hair?
Okay, yeah. Tell us about that.
You got your bun working today.
Woohoo!
Just lost you for a second. So this is, I'm just feeling a need to extend my head, like
Reach up into heaven,
Anunnaki.
extend her
I
head.
think I'm going
Own head.
Anunnaki today.
Yeah, Anunnaki.
Increased cranial capacity is so
Very nice.
Bind and
Channel
shape.
your
Thank
Anunnaki.
you.
Going
Well,
out.
so you know, 2018 is a time to come out of the metaphysical closet, people. It is a huge, huge time of awakening, and you know, as some of you may know, I'm a hypnotherapist, and so I work with people's consciousness, and it's really important right now to get as much help if you're having struggles to make that shift, because we're seeing the collapse, and we're going to see it big time in 2018, you know, the paradigm. And I won't get into it, but we all know, who have been paying attention behind the scenes, what kind of stuff is going on. And so if you're just like what Wendy was saying, and what we're all kind of sensing and feeling, is come into yourself, you know, like be who you're meant to be, go big. And I say that a lot, and hypnosis is a really fantastic way of allowing that to come. And I'm noticing shifts in my clients, like it's different. Like people are coming forward with different stuff, different struggles. People are either like closing up and going back to sleep, or really clawing to get out. And I'm having to shift my practice just to accommodate my clients. They're unique. They're all expressing completely different things. I'm seeing parallel timelines show up, parallel lifetimes show up, a lot of vaccine injuries, for lack of a better term. I'm seeing people who are trying to just access their greater self, greater abundance, understanding who they're really meant to be. So relationships are crumbling, and they're coming into their new relationships with themselves and with others. So come into community, people. Like, this is also a time of uniting the moms, right, ladies? Like, this is also why I love the Joy Tribe, because the moms are where it's at, and when we all join forces, like, the world can really have that love and compassion that we all need, and get rid of the separation BS. And if you want to find out more about me, I have a book coming out in the spring.
She's
It's
having
called,
a baby.
I'm having, the labor pain. Navigating Your Awakening, the Art of Being Human in Today's World. And you can find me at on YouTube. I'm a YouTuber also, and my show is Nora Young, The Experience. And you gals have been on it. Sara, you're coming up next, and Wendy, we're having to do a redo, an interview that my sound went dead on. I don't know how that happened, but we'll redo it next week. And my website is essentialhealing101.com. And there's so much going on. I think this is a beautiful year for co-creation, of just really going for the things that maybe we felt afraid to do, where we felt vulnerable to express that deeper part of ourselves. It's really time to just rip off the facade and go big. So
yeah, man. Amen to that one. And that is, talking about that now. I'll talk about this morning. I wanted to ask the guides like where they wanted to go during the show, and they were saying it is such a pivotal time, and this is, you and I talk a lot about this, Miss Nora, that things are beginning. The idea of truth and knowing truth and being able to discern. They said that there is a truth. I mean, we all say, well, there are versions of the truth, or there's, 3 different sides to the story. Yes, that's true. The way we interpret things, there are, it's very subjective, but there is a truth, and that it is important as light workers and way showers to know what that truth is, so that you can help people discern when things start to change. Paradigms are about to change to a large degree, not in a scary way, just in a thing. You'll see more and more that things aren't always what they seem and how they've been projected to us. And so to be able to say,
I want to jump in there though, Kari, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I do agree that there's a truth, but it's a personal truth, because, as Abraham Hicks likes to say, a belief is a thought you keep thinking. And, everybody has their own personal truth. And if you believe something, no one is going to say, your truth is wrong. You're going to just say, F you, right?
Well, I think what they mean by that, I think what they mean, what they were trying to show me, they showed me a bowling ball. And you know how, have you ever taken a ball and it's turning, and you turn it the other way, and it as it's turning this way, it moves?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like you kind of shoot it. They said that's what's getting ready to happen, is that it's still, and this is weird, but
they put the English on it. The English is when it's rolling backwards while it's rolling forward.
That's exactly right. And that when they say truth, they mean, for example, we thought some of the movie stars that we grew up with were a certain way because that's what was built around them. That they created this image, and then we find out they may have been doing some other things behind it. And what they were adamant about is that how we all live in this place of, yes, but it's all for a bigger place, and it's all for a bigger reason. And they said, you live in the 3D, and the 3D, there is darkness, and you need to know what that is. And that's what they mean by truth. They mean that it is, there is a dark and a light way, and that these things are being unearthed and being unmasked, and that's what they mean by truth. Does that make sense? So
yeah, well, I think that there's like a collective truth, and then there's our individual truth, and they aren't always going to line up. So the collective truth is what is the truth that you're talking about, which is, yes, I can see that we all share a road, and we all participate in this collective, like, government thing, or we, all of the structures of reality that show up that we all agree on. That is the collective truth. But then there's the individual truth that's going to be fine-tuned on an individual level.
So that's so we try to always go high and see the reasons for things, and because it helps us to make sense, here, right? Mm-hmm. But what they're saying is, go 3D and look at this, because we have to clean it up here in order to move on.
I'm iffy about that. I'm so iffy about this concept, because that's why we come here. We come here for all this duality, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So here's something that gets to me sometimes. If we're supposed to come to a place of non-judgment, then why are we going to change the world? Why are we going to make the world a better place if we're not judging anything?
Okay, Wendy, you weigh in on this, because you're the one that is, I love how you, I love how you put this, because I'll sit and I'll say things like that. It's like, I came here for this duality. I don't want to sit on my freaking cloud and strum a harp. I want contrast. And you always can make sense of this for me.
Well, I think the main thing is that, so I was shown last night, was like the earth being shaken, and like all these black, like Scrabble tiles coming out, all these black tiles coming out, which I think is what's happening right now with all these corruption scandals, sexual scandals. That's what the truth is that they're talking about. I think that the veil is being pulled back for the public, because I think the public has been very much blinded by the information that they've been fed by the media, the special interests, our political government. There's so much that has been masked, and we've been kind of spoon-fed these realities
for personal gain,
which people happily...
We've been fed somebody else's truth, and we're buying it. That doesn't necessarily make it our truth.
Right. But anyways, so what I saw...
Agreed.
So what I saw was that this shakeout is happening. So the reality of who these people are and who these institutions are is being revealed to all of us. Because without this happening, this huge, massive shakeup, this is happening through natural disasters. People's foundations are being ripped from them, and they're having to look at what really matters in my life, what really matters, my health, my family. It's not my car in the garage.
Right.
That burned up. All my stuff is gone.
Right.
So this is kind of like ripping the Band-Aid off, so to speak, so that humanity, I think, can really, well, at least us in the United States, we're feeling it a lot,
Right.
can really be shown the actual truth and the values that maybe really should matter.
Right.
And also encourage people to use discernment when they're receiving information.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's my perspective.
It's gonna be an interesting time because I think people, you know, I have conversations with very, very intelligent people that are still very much adhered to the perspective that is I want to say it in a way that is not insulting to them, but in the sort of falsified reality.
Right.
And even if I've given them stuff that I feel is very convincing, they have made the choice that what I know is absolute BS. And I totally am fine with that. It's just I wonder when it gets much more unveiled, it's going to be an interesting thing for light workers to be, I think, to hold. This will be the time when it's really important to hold the light, regardless of how people show up and what they are thinking or believing, right?
Right.
Well, I actually thought about that. I was watching Star Wars, which, did everybody fall asleep during Star Wars? Because I did. You did
I didn't see
too.
it.
I love
It was
Star
so
Wars.
long. It was a great show, but it was very long.
But it is, but I remember sitting there thinking, do the Jedis ever wonder if that's really true? Like, are we really on the good side? I mean, you know.
Tell them we're shooting everybody.
I
How
know.
do you know?
I know, but I've called pretty much all of y'all and said, do you really think that, is this right? Is this real? And because it's such a departure from the mainstream. My husband is a brilliant, wonderful, wonderful man. And he looks at me and cockeyed, you know, and it's like, what the hell? And it makes me question.
He could have a good talk with my husband.
And Jeff, just give him a shot at Fireball.
He backs away slowly as I'm talking, and his eyes just get bigger and bigger.
I believe
and
you
I'm like,
believe
whoops,
it.
Right, I
forgot.
believe
You glazed over.
Don't you
I
believe
forgot who I was talking to.
I know. Well, your stories, you have some. I mean,
They're kind of crazy.
that's
Well,
its own book
they're
right
insane. I am writing my book. But I think what we need to talk about too is frequency, because the frequency of our planet is shifting. When people talk about the shift, they're talking about an energetic shift. The frequency is rising.
Right.
So the people and beings who live on this planet, their frequency also has to rise to meet the frequency of the planet. So we're shifting energetically, and the physical body is shifting with it, whether you're conscious of it or unconscious. If you're not
And
aware
that's
of it,
provable. That's provable data.
It is.
That's provable data through the Schumann resonance.
resonance.
Go check it out.
yes. So basically, what happens is if you are not waking up, if you are not becoming higher vibrational, which would be, in layman's terms, the highest version of yourself, that's how you ascend, that's how you increase your frequency and vibration, then you're going to feel more and more dissonance, more kind of static and friction. You're feeling friction. And so you're suffering more. That's what's happening to the people around us.
Yeah, not following your heart.
Yes.
Well, that's it right there.
Vibration of your heart.
I think because when I hear your highest self, it's like I'm not supposed to get mad at that person that just flipped me off. I'm not supposed to. I'm not in that word suppose. I don't like that word because, as Michelle said, which, by the way, happy birthday. Today's her birthday. If you say should, then you don't want to do it. You know, it is not, it should, or I'm supposed to.
No,
or
it's about alignment and standing in your power.
But that's it,
standing in your power and setting boundaries.
But your higher self, and to be the best version of yourself is to be who you really are.
Yes.
And it may mean fuck you,
Yes.
and it may not mean fuck
yes.
you.
But
you
it
know?
also, and it means not compromising your integrity
Right.
for
Totally.
for
Yeah,
anyone.
I like your hair.
And we have an emotional range, and no one said to express your emotions only on the high vibrational range. We have the full range of human emotions,
We are
and
humans,
expressing
yes.
them is a part of
That's right.
releasing and moving to a higher vibrational state.
Yes.
But I still hold that motto, do no harm, you know, and try to
Right.
leave people better than you found them.
Absolutely.
So
all the time, too.
if you, I got it from you.
Oh.
So yeah, be angry, but don't harm
Take
someone with your
responsibility.
anger. Yeah, take
Yeah, be
responsibility.
What you do
for your
is you go
anger.
to Panera with Sarah and you bitch at her for an hour,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's out
right.
of your system, and
It's
everybody
out.
else is happy.
And then we're buzzing at caffeine.
Give us your number, Sarah.
I
We
want
all
to
want
tell
your
you about
number.
this one,
No,
though.
don't do that.
This one is like still waters run so freaking deep.
You do.
I mean, every time you and I spend a lot of time together, it's like
Kumbaya.
no, it's like the Grand Canyon of water that goes deeper and deeper, and there's just this vastness to you that
thank
is
you.
so incredible.
I can see how my whole life has played out to get to this point.
I can too, and you've lived through
Not, there's
some.
moments I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think crap, but
Well, and how you
I
don't
see that.
judge. We recently, and we don't have to go into details, but
I'm
we
judging.
recently witnessed and were a part of a shitstorm, and it was so interesting to watch people and their wounds come up, and how everyone reacted differently to it. But it was beautiful. I mean, it wasn't beautiful. It was painful, but how we really right now, when things show up, they show up for us. If I get angry, you don't go, oh, I'm right. You know, for me, it's like, okay, God,
Why am I being triggered?
why do I have to?
We
go
were all
into
digging
this?
for the lesson behind the conflict. We
were,
weren't
'cause
Which
we
makes
all-
it worth it.
We weren't going to waste it. There's a reason for
There's a
this.
reason
Let's
for
find
everything.
this lesson and let's learn it.
And what the
This
lesson
this
is, I
one
think
of those, you know,
The
backhanded
lesson
gifts.
is that love can transcend the pain.
if you're
Transmute,
willing
baby.
to do the work.
Yes.
But if you're willing to go, no, damn it, I have to hold on to this. And there was one particular thing, and I got in it, and the next day I woke up and I was still in it, and I was just that feeling, that yuck, gooey feeling, not in a gooey good way. And then I thought, okay, hold on, how do I get above this? I actually thought about you and you. How do I get above this? Where am I in this, and why did I react that way, and how am I willing to cut? I knew in that moment, because my MO up until this point, up until probably 3 years ago, was just to cut people out. I'm like, I don't need this, it has too much drama, and I can justify it, and I'm gone. And so in this, I thought, nope, not willing to let go of her. I'm not willing to let go of her. So, how do we do this? And I really found it. I found that place that I was happy. I mean, other people may not have been, but I was, and I can
Yay.
continue to love, you know, and I love them. But anyway, so
it was
that
a great opportunity for all of us to learn more about ourselves.
It really
let alone-
was.
and let everyone else be emotionally honest.
We
Not
found
judge
our
them.
silver linings.
That's right.
We did.
We're still
And
coming.
I think
That's
too.
what- that's what
I think
family's
as
all
people
about.
as people start to gain their access to a broader view of who they could potentially be and aim higher for themselves, coming out of the story of having to protect yourself because you're being attacked.
Right.
But I think that's a very rampant perception where people feel like they have to defend themselves, and so they'll go to the mat. I'll take you to the mattresses to fight for their beliefs. And when you realize that that the only person that needs to be clear about their beliefs is you, and what other people think is their, as they say in Hawaii, kuleana, their beliefs. That's their business. So let people have their thing, and you won't need to be vulnerable and feel like you need to defend yourself to the hilt. And then you can find love and connection, because we are all capable of connecting if we want to, and there's more to relationships than infighting, believe it or not.
Well, I don't have that in my life. I mean, that is the truth that I know right now, is that for the most part, I don't have that in my life. So when it shows up, it's like, ooh, I don't like that. That doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
That's
And
what she
so-
was saying, is that these moments of negativity or whatever are lessons or opportunities to clear shit out.
Yes.
So it's
It's
always
so
there's
good.
always a silver lining behind it. It's not
Yes.
just because that other person's a dick. There's something going on.
Yeah, but I thought it was so interesting how we're all looking at the same thing.
Picture.
And everybody's got a
Different
completely
perspectives.
different perspective, and it comes from the stories
Our
or
own
the hurts or
filters.
whatever
Mm,
you've brought to the table, and you're like you said, you want to defend and fight to be right about it, and being objective and not having a dog in that fight, it was like, well, yeah, I can see where you're right, and I can see where you're right, and I can see where.
And that's spiritual mastery, when you can transcend it all and you become detached.
Yeah.
So as
Yeah,
you,
what
it
if everybody is
doesn't mean you
You
don't
don't care.
care, but you can observe it like you're watching something on TV. You're watching it play out. You can have compassion for both sides. You don't have to be emotionally in it.
Yeah.
You don't have
That's
to
a
be
boundary.
hooked.
Yeah.
You can step back and watch this happen and go, wow, what's being triggered in me? Why is this triggering this in me? And then that's what you're gaining from that experience.
But the other part,
Right.
when you're in it and you're the one being triggered, and somebody's trying to give you a different story of it and look at it this way, and they didn't mean that, you're like, no, this is exactly how it is, and it's very hard.
It's very hard
it
to get
can
out of
be
it.
very
It's
hard to get out of your
it.
own story.
Yeah.
And see and even look for another side, or even want to meet in the middle. But that was the big lesson I took away, is when I get upset, where am I doing that?
But that's why we have such a great group of friends where we can help each
And
other.
have friends to say, come on, come to the middle. You're way out in left field with this
Yeah.
one.
Well, I
Well, and
tried
what
that.
if everybody's right? What if everybody is right? Everybody is right from their own perspective, right?
Yeah, but
From their point of view, they are correct.
But then when you are standing in your power, there's no need to convince anyone of anything.
That's true.
That's right. And you feel
Right,
good
You
about
that's
just
the next
stand in
step,
your
right?
power. You are just
it.
being
And feeling good emotionally about
yourself, and everyone can create any judgment they want about you. You know the truth. So for me, when people are criticizing me or judging what I'm doing or uncomfortable,
Who criticizes you? Tell me who they are.
Uh,
I will go
certain
get
family
them.
members, certain family members. We won't name any names.
All right, Mary Jo.
But but I stand so fully and aligned in who I am that I'm like, that's fine that you feel that way, but I'm still
I still get fired up.
I'm still going to stand in my truth and
See, but that's
and
the hard.
follow my path.
I'm sorry. But that is so hard. It's like when you watch those shows, and there's always the story, and the good guy and the quote unquote bad guy is trying to manipulate, and you want the good guy to be heard, and at the end, and I know that feeling of, I want to play this out publicly because damn it, I know I'm right.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh wow, look at that one, and you kind of back. And
Yeah.
Jan, by the way, Jan just said she played it out too. I mean, she had the same thing, but she doesn't like to stay in it. She commented, and so it is.
There's
yeah,
no good
I love that.
outcomes if you're pushing.
You
If
can't
you're
push your
creating
string.
resistance, if you're creating resistance, there's no good outcome. You have to step back. They can keep coming at you. Step back. They keep coming at you. You step
Maybe that's what
back.
they meant by Jesus when Jesus said, "Turn the other cheek." It's
Yes.
like, okay, we're not going to.
That's exactly what that is. You
And you
just
can't-
don't
you can't-
engage.
And you can't live your life when you're thinking about a zinger that you should have said way back in that last conversation.
Yes.
You're living in the past, and I'm sure we can all relate to thinking, God, if I had just said this, it would have been
Yeah.
nailed it. Would have nailed it.
Yes.
But if it's-
all like that moment has happened, let's
Right.
bring it into the
And if there's
future
still
and
yeah. If there's still another
create
lesson, and the
beautiful
universe
things.
is going to play it out, it'll come
Right,
back
you'll get to
around.
get
Yes.
it. You'll get it again.
So it balances.
So,
that's a really good point.
It was interesting
Absolutely.
watching some of this play out publicly, and everybody's comments and right fighting from whichever viewpoint they were reading about. And it was really interesting to just sit back and watch and be like,
Oh, when it went really public?
That's like about that much of the story.
Yeah,
that's exactly
they all
right.
jumped on the, or not all, but
Well,
several
it
jumped
was-
on the judgment train. It's like,
Yeah.
and like one sentence worth.
But I was
Stop.
really proud of a lot of our light worker friends.
Me
We're like,
too.
people, love and light for
proud of
everybody,
you.
sending it all
Oh,
to
thank
everybody.
you.
Let's all learn from this. So there was a lot of that too. I was
Okay.
very proud of us.
Yeah.
So I want
I'm
to.
curious what other people think too. What are they struggling with out there, the audience, and also you can comment on our YouTube pages too. Like, what is going on in your world that you're struggling with? Because I think all of us light workers would really love to know the pulse of what's going on in this community and to offer any support as metaphysical moms that we can.
Well
to you.
said, Nora.
Yeah, because it's all here for us. And
Right.
if we
It's
can
all here
all
for us.
hold that space
Not
and
to
help
us.
each other, it will all, we can all learn from it.
Well, but that's what's so great about this group is that when we call and say, man, I just can't see this. Can you help me see this? And to walk into it and know that you're linked arms with people you love and trust that are willing to walk into it with you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that
it's
is
safe here to do that. Yeah.
It is safe. It is safe. And sometimes you don't know because, when you approach these things the way you've always approached them, you don't know if you're about to get, bopped on the head or, cut out of the group. Or,
Also, I think we need to talk about or bring to light that everyone has an opportunity to change their mind.
Yes.
Oh, that's a great point.
You can
That's a
change your
hard one.
mind. You can
Yeah.
actually respond to something, and we were talking a little earlier before we got it on air about how time is a spiral and how you keep coming back around on the loop and having the same experiences and possibly the same results because you're responding in the same way. You can come back around on that timeline and be triggered by something and in that moment decide to change your mind. Okay,
Change your thought.
I'm not going to respond the same way because it hasn't worked.
Right.
And it's dragged me down, and this time I'm not gonna text back. I'm not gonna respond.
And Wendy, and
you
and
can always
Wendy,
change your mind.
Would you agree, and the others, would you agree that changes the timeline, the way
Oh,
you
Yes.
definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. You
Yeah,
can finally
Yes.
move forward.
Yes.
Here's just a
Yeah.
simple, non-personal example of these things that repeat and repeat and repeat. Every year for years and years and years, my mom and I would have some big summer blowout. We wouldn't speak all summer long. Fall would come around and I'd get the kids trick-or-treating and go to her house. That would break the ice. Then she'd call me and say, you're bringing mashed potatoes on Thanksgiving, and by Christmas we're fighting again. Every year it was the same thing. Finally, I'm like, this is a pattern that is not stopping. I'm changing something. I'm not doing that anymore. One of the hardest things is recognizing that you have these patterns again and
Right.
again. The second part is, okay, I'm going to change. I don't need to go there anymore. So that's, I think, what a lot of light workers and people that are just, elevating vibrationally and spiritually are finally figuring out that you don't have to do these same fucked up patterns over and over again.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if these people are your family. You have a choice to remove yourself from that or
Yes.
change it or do something to not play into that same crap over and over again.
Exactly.
And that is one of the reasons why we're here. When you keep experiencing this, your higher self wants you to learn this lesson. So learn it already. And the sooner you learn it, the sooner you will be done with it. And the universe will quit throwing that shit
I
at
want
you.
to applaud
Let's
you.
make that
Bravo.
deep.
Well said.
2018 is the year.
Yes.
This could be our year to all do
Celebrate.
that.
Transmutation. And I want to say that Brenda writes the sweetest, kindest things. She just said that she is going to Vegas with you guys, and I love her. And okay, so Evelyn in Edinburgh. Tiffany and I were in Edinburgh last year.
Yeah.
Was it last year?
Did you go to Evelyn's house?
Cheryl from Wisconsin.
Shout out to Outlander.
I think we're going to be there, Evelyn. I think
Julie
Shiny's
from
going to your
San
house.
Diego, Evelyn from Edinburgh. Hi, guys. It's so good to. Thank you for stopping in on the JoyRide Show's Facebook site to say hello. We love it.
Okay, so I have a question for you, Mama.
Okay.
All right, so one morning, or maybe it was before I went to bed, I can't remember, but I got this picture in my head, and I kept writing it. And I mean, everything, I kept drawing it, and it looked like this. And you said that you knew what it was. I found it last night. Was this what you were talking about?
Yeah,
So it was
I
this
saw that picture before.
picture with it in like the blue Andromedan.
Yeah.
That was the word I couldn't remember.
Blue
Nora, I think
Andromedan?
you know, I was talking about that. Yes, and last night I was watching. I was looking at solar flares because I don't know about y'all, but Christmas Day I cried all day. I don't know what that was, but it was. But they were talking, so I was looking up to see if maybe there were solar flares, something hitting the Earth. I think I was just tired.
Wait,
But-
New Year's Day, right?
New Year's Day,
Yeah.
not Christmas
New Year's
Day.
Day.
Does it
Yeah.
Christmas Day?
Yeah.
It's okay.
I lied. So, and this is somebody like they're talking about blasts, like that they can anyway. I can't really talk about it because I don't really know much.
No,
about
there
it,
is
but
a
it's-
lot of higher dimensional energy wrapping around the planet right now, and that's coming in. It's actually, and we talked about this before, it's coming to help open up the heart chakra. That it's helping humanity to open up the heart. A lot of people, well, the majority of people live in their mind. That's a very 3D limiting perspective. And 3D way to approach your life, which people aren't even aware sometimes that they're living in their mind. They're so conditioned and programmed. So in order to release the old programming, we need assistance. You know, I think people need light workers and way showers showing the way, healing modalities. But what basically, I forgot where I was going with this, I think that people need to open their hearts and step out of their minds.
That
What
this light that's coming to us is here
is
to
to
assist
help
us.
with that.
Feel
And the people
first.
Can I
Think
share an anecdote of that
Sure.
too? I just recently went through. I woke up a couple of nights. It might have been New Year's Day. I woke up at around 2:00 in the morning, and my first thoughts were like judging myself. And I was like, "Wait, this is not familiar. Is this my worry? Is this my stress?" And I realized that I was feeling the collective anxiety. And so it was my heads up to start meditating, and I just spent honestly like an hour just sitting in meditation. And I think that Wendy was in my dreamland at some point. I don't really remember, but she was totally there. But the planet needs us to send love, because there's like this anxious, you know, if you were to look at the energy of the planet as a collective, it's high anxiousness. It's like anxiety.
Well, there's an icy grip that people have on fear. People are holding on to their fear because the unknown and change is so uncomfortable. You know, even though it's going to be amazing, people just cling to what's comfortable. Even
That is
there's
so true.
comfort in the discomfort, you know? And so that collective energy is like, oh my gosh, you know, they're watching all these scandals. They're looking at our government and everything that's happened politically, internationally. It creates all of this emotion. They're watching the news. People turn off the news. Turn it off.
Yep.
And if you can pivot away from an emotional upset, like you can notice that you're feeling it and take a step back and breathe and recognize that you can change your point of view, you are doing a huge service for the collective right then and there. Not just yourself, but the entire collective.
Yes.
Right. You're disengaging. I agree.
Well, Allison Coe, if anybody is familiar with her QHHT work, she also takes people under regression, and she put out a new video recently talking about when she gets 3 or more validations from different people under hypnosis, she will then put the information out. And she was talking about a lot of people,
That's
even from a
awesome.
while back, have been saying that first quarter 2018, there is going to be this wave of sun energy. She's calling it gamma waves, but to open the heart chakra to really help people ascend.
Exactly.
And
So if you're open to it and ready, you're going to just start to blossom,
beaming.
you know, and beaming, and receiving it.
Can I brag
Kinda
for a
glowing.
sec?
Yeah.
Go for it, Mama.
Yeah, brag, baby.
I was told that my DNA let me know that I have elevated vibrationally enough that now during my healing I can now access the golden frequencies.
So
I don't know what that means anyway.
Nice.
I've gotten a boost.
The higher-
So
the
when you
higher
need some
frequencies.
healing,
You get a gold
silverlinehealings.com. Yes, I get a gold star for my
Awesome.
golden
Because you work through your mama
frequencies.
stuff.
It could have been my mama stuff. My
Release.
ovaries are much happier.
oh, good.
And that's
Yeah,
funny,
mama
they're not
stuff
as
too.
angry.
well, that's
Well,
really
you
going to
talk
enhance
about
your
that.
work.
Angry ovaries.
Right?
So angry bird,
Talk
angry
about that,
ovaries.
Carrie.
Who what?
Sounds like a game.
Someone else.
Talk about that. What's
Tell us
going
more.
on with
I guess
the
just all
Sarkar?
my inner work, because I mean I call it my cloud staring, but the truth is when I'm sitting out on that porch staring at the clouds, there's a lot going on in there. So husband, back off. This is important work. But years of the cloud staring as finally paying off because my vibrations are raising, and
That's awesome.
Yeah.
clearly it's beneficial for me personally. But I'm glad to be able to take that and help others with it
Yes.
too.
I can see it in the past, just in the past year.
I know. I mean, I'm
A
like,
huge shift
and
in
I'm
you.
on, on the Shiny Show. My whatever, my growth, my process is just all documented. Because those earlier ones, man, I was just a wreck. I
You
really
were in
was.
the middle of your awakening.
I was
and
in
it
the
was-
middle
Yes,
of some
yes.
serious
And
trauma.
that's
yeah.
rough.
You
Awakening
Your
is
heart.
tough.
Yeah,
You know,
Your
it's
heart has blasted open, Carrie.
yeah.
You have just stepped full on to love.
Own it, girl. Own it.
It's true though, and I'm feeling so much
Round
better,
of
and I do
applause.
feel like this.
You released it all.
Yeah, well, I still got some work
but
to
a
do,
lot
but
of
I'm
it.
very close. And,
Yeah.
you know, my guides tell me that I've done all my hard work. So from here on out, I mean, I'll have
is gravy
challenges.
train.
It's gravy. I got gravy now.
Brown or
it's
white?
so nice. It's so nice.
Brown or white? I like the brown.
What'd you say? Brown or white? Either one.
I just love. I mean, it is. I can't. That day that we sat at your house and we were doing the vision boards, you're like, I'm really sure about this Vegas thing, and oh my gosh, so much has to happen.
That's
You
crazy.
just like totally busted out.
These girls just like, you know, we're just writing notes on a piece of paper and cutting cute boys out of magazines. Anyway, that whole thing happened, and that one event in Vegas, and I know I had help, but I really feel like that was my baby, and I did it. I did it. So just doing that
And it
one,
was so much
and it
fun.
was. I always knew that I could do it. But you guys may know you can do something, but until you actually do it, you
it's
don't
something
have that
brand new.
extra confidence behind you.
Yeah.
So I
Let's
did
get-
it.
Now
get
you're
out of your
doing
comfort zone.
Now you're doing
No,
a tour.
no, a whole damn tour
Around the world. That's awesome.
Are you taking the kids?
Well, they are going to come to some of them. Spirit said, because, you know, I'm a guilty mommy. I'm going to leave my babies. But, you know, they're all like, just to go. And when I was sick this last week, I was telling Sarah, I was like, I was so sick.
Did you get the flu?
Maybe. I was down and out. But I said to Sarah that my kids didn't even come to check on. I mean, they did a little bit. But the silver lining behind them, me feeling like nobody cares about me, I didn't really feel that way. I really didn't. But I was so relieved that nobody came in to me. Mom, my family
They're
was completely
self-sufficient.
self-sufficient without me. So that was really,
Wow.
I feel like a good message to me
Awesome.
that, you know, you can go. It's okay.
Yeah.
They're going to be just fine.
When are you gonna start this tour?
The Europe one starts probably July. We'll be a couple weeks out there,
Awesome.
and then I don't know how many weeks here.
That's exciting.
Planning it.
That really is exciting.
So 2018 is a year.
Well,
of
you're a role
manifestation.
model, Carrie. For
I
that.
am.
And I want to.
Who knew you were an event planner?
I have no idea how to do that stuff.
Well, I need Sarah. I'm bringing
I wanna
Sarah
learn
with
how
me
to
to
do
some
that
of them.
too.
I know. Sarah's coming to the alien one with me.
To help
She's gonna make
organize
some
and food.
She's gonna be
No,
my
that's the
bitch.
one in
Just
April.
kidding.
Uh-oh.
That's what you think.
Fireball and chocolate and
Right.
pizza.
It's gonna be chocolate. Oh, that's right. Get it out. Get it out. Look what she's got for us.
So this is
Contacts. I was like,
if you've watched The Healer,
Yes.
the show, and our sweet
Charlie.
Charlie Goldsmith, he's got a line of chocolate called Pumpy Jackson. It's just so fun to say.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
And I ordered.
Oh,
He's in
right on.
Australia.
I'm
and
pretty sure this is going to be infused with mega healing.
Well,
We
he's-
must eat
Oh, I'm
amazing.
sure it is infused.
Okay, so open these up. That one's coconut. This one is amber orange. This is original, and this is pink
We
salt.
have to virtually
Pink
feed
salt?
you chocolate,
So
Nora.
pass it
I know,
around.
I know.
We're
You guys are
sampling.
gonna-
Oh, poor Nora.
I had to order this all the way from Australia, and they shipped it in dry ice. But I am so excited to
That's what it
share.
looks like.
Hey, are you guys going to have Charlie on the show? When's
I
that
would
gonna
love
happen?
to have him on
We'll
the
check
show.
and see.
Yeah, well,
Get him on the
we'll
schedule
tell
for
him how much we love his
2019.
chocolate.
Yeah,
I
we
like
love
this
you.
one,
Be
Kari.
on their show.
You don't like
What
that
is that?
one?
Is it dark?
There's coconut.
So we have to like test. We have no
You have
idea
to
what's
test.
what.
Yeah, there's a blind test. We're testing
It
chocolate.
tastes like healthy chocolate, if there's
I'm
such a
good.
thing. Charlie,
It's-
there's
yeah.
not enough sugar in this thing.
So 2018 is a year of manifestation. It's an 11 year.
11
2
years.
plus 0 plus 1 plus 8. 11 is a powerful vibrational number of manifestation.
It's
Yeah,
not.
look at
It's,
that, you're
it
right.
is a healthier chocolate. There's no added sugar. Carrie, it's
But
not like-
is there
Go drink my
is
coffee.
there
it's
other
loaded.
stuff in the back? I mean, I can taste it in the back of my mouth. I'm sorry.
It's got other things in it.
Oh, that's an orange one. I like it.
So okay, so yes, the vibrations are speeding up, and so everything is speeding up. So be very mindful of what you're thinking, and it is. Yeah, is there something else in there like a aspartame? Surely
Oh
not.
no,
I
no,
don't know.
no.
No,
Please
there wouldn't be
Something's
any
hitting in the
It's
back of my mouth.
prebiotic, vegan,
It's
paleo,
just
no added
Australian
sugar.
Vegan, paleo.
How can it?
trying to
How is
kill
it
me?
vegan? But how? Oh no, there's no egg.
I like it. Yeah.
I bet there's
I'm with you.
stevia in
Thank
it.
you.
There's
I don't like
stevia
Let's
in
go
it.
eat some bacon.
I don't know.
I owe you bacon and coffee.
Chocolate covered bacon.
Oh, Central Market has.
I like it, Charlie.
Well,
I bet
I
I'd like it. I
That's
love
good
that
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah,
It
Nora,
tastes
I'll
like-
send you some.
It tastes like sweet and low in the back of my mouth.
Yay.
It's not. It's not sweet, I promise. That.
That's it. It's
Hey,
missing
you
the
guys
sugar.
should come
That's
out.
it.
You guys should come out and do something in North Carolina. Let's do a big,
All right. Find me a place.
JoyRide, Joy Tribe in North Carolina. Ooh, maybe.
I'm
at the
not
beach.
sure that we can do
Oh,
that.
let's go do it go to the beach.
Yeah, let's all go to
to
her
the
instead
beach.
of her just come here. Just kidding.
She comes here. She comes here a lot.
I know.
Here.
Okay,
I
so
know.
Hey,
missed her.
I'm happy
It'll
to
be-
do all of it. I love coming
Yeah,
out there.
we could
I
have an
love
Abraham
watching the
Abraham weekend at your place.
okay, so I have this guy that
Yeah.
knocks on my door every 2 years. He works for, last time he came, he was here, John, and he was here for, he raises funds and signatures to get something recycling passed. Houston's gone the other way. We're now down to 17%. He is now trying to legalize weed. He's trying to help legalize weed here.
He came by my door too.
Well, he comes. Last time I left him beer. I said, come back, I'll leave you some beer on the front doorstep. And he did.
Can
and,
of beer.
and he's really, really sweet. And so, but he was telling me, he was like, so, have you ever heard of this person called Abraham Hicks?
This person.
Have I?
This person.
He's like, I think we're in line.
I love it.
But, okay, so I just want to run. We're 5 minutes. I don't think we have enough
How
time.
did that get to? It was 40 minutes last time
It was
I looked
20
up
when
there.
I looked, and that's crazy.
Sounds like you're having fun.
Well, there's so much to talk about, and this 2018 is going to be such an amazing year.
It
and
is.
and the light workers, guys, we need to keep our heads on straight. We need to really stay grounded and really stay. I mean, look for opportunities to walk into our
Light.
pain and our hurt.
Yeah, don't hide or play
Tip.
small anymore.
Well, we need to cut that stuff off so that we can just go, as you say, buoy up and out. And
Buoy
so,
up.
and so it is. I think it's really
Hey.
important. Yeah.
Well, hey, you guys, why don't we ask
Hey, you
the
guys.
viewers, the audience, to chime in on their big goals and aspirations?
Yes,
for
put it in
2018?
writing.
Right there, right in the
Yeah.
thread.
Type it
what
out,
you
put
gonna
it
do?
in writing.
I'm not having like
Yeah,
a
and check out all
resolution.
of our YouTube channels and add it there because I want to know too, and I want to talk to you people too.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a resolution. It's
Okay.
just like, what do you
Yeah.
What do you
Cool.
envision? What would be fun? What brings you joy? What would be
Makes your heart feel good.
exciting or
right.
feel
This.
or feel
Yes.
loved?
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Feeling loved and
I like my bacon chocolate. I'm with you.
see, because to me, actually, right now, I'm trying to clear my dance card. I'm trying to like be as still and quiet as possible. I'm not wanting to do anything big right now. I'm supposed to do the show, my tapping, but there's nothing like. "Brr." I'm kind of wanting to go in and be quiet more. So that's kind of my New Year's resolution is to really honor that feeling, and to me.
Nora and I are working on a couple of projects together, and so see, I want to go big. I want to go bigger.
Yeah, I want to go big. Let's go big, baby.
We're going big, man. And you're coming. I mean, you're coming with or without it. I am the propulsion strapped to your ass, and so you're coming with me.
I'm honoring where I'm at right now, and then I'll play. I'll
coming
come
with
play
us.
too.
Well, that's the fun thing about sisterhood and mamahood is you're all invited.
Right, and we
Okay.
hop in and hop out.
Let's do it.
So you got some
just
some
teleport.
fun things happening.
I
too.
got so fun. That's a whole show.
Okay,
I'm gonna get
let's-
Hermione on here. We're gonna talk about it
Okay,
all.
Leanne, I'm saying it publicly, so it's going big. Sign with my literary agent and sell my book. Speak to kids in schools, church, and in the media.
That's right.
Go big or go home.
That's right, bitches.
That's it's true. It just happened. It's all.
Awesome.
Great.
Carrie, Leanne, right here.
Awesome. Okay,
Thank
sorry,
you.
I can't.
Thank
Can I just? I want to. While we got people, I want anybody just to look and see if they recognize my outfit. If it's familiar to anyone. I know.
It looks like Doctor Who's scarf.
Who wears a blue shirt and a rainbow around his neck?
Avery?
Is it Shar Shar? Avery? I saw your Christmas
that
ornament.
the
Is it?
It was that
Is it
Throw
more?
this out.
I thought
It's
suspenders
2
like
minutes
more.
till.
You need to go blonde.
I know. I get the yellow. Yellow.
I got wigs.
Here.
Yes, there it is.
Here go wigs.
I got wigs.
Oh gosh.
I'm
Well-
wigged out.
Okay, so
We are bracing for an amazing 2018. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah. Have
We're all
fun.
That's
do it
it.
your
Have
way. Do it your way. Whatever
day at a
feels
time.
good. Share it. Tell it. Do it.
Own it.
Own it.
live it.
And if you get stuck,
Hashtag
that's okay.
uniting the mamas.
That's right.
Seriously.
Metaphysical mamas.
Seriously, that is exactly.
But if you get stuck, reach out. Somebody can help you. Somebody can help you shift it a little bit, or see it another way, or add their little special juju to it. Add the
right.
special sauce.
That's right. I got tapped the other day with Tiffanie. Thank you so much for
you got
that.
tapped with Tippy.
I got
did.
tapped with. I got
Tippy
tippy
tap,
tapped.
say.
Tippy tap.
Tippy tapped.
Yeah, tippy tapped. We did. We tapped, and we tapped on
Yep.
just that
on my
old
mama.
stuff.
Yep. But
Stuff to let go.
Christmas tree got knocked over.
I know.
When I was a little girl, I accidentally knocked over the tree after Christmas, and all the pine needles were dry, and they just went everywhere. And my mom was pissed pissed, so I had to tap out that memory.
See? That's awesome.
I thought you were about to tell me you knocked over my Christmas tree after I left. And I was like, wow, you guys cleaned it up really well. That's a big ass.
That's a
tree.
big ass tree.
Isn't it amazing though how a little situation like that can kind of carry with
that's
you
the stuff
True
to-
that.
and you
Bring it
react
up
that
and,
way?
and,
Yeah.
and deal with it.
Clear it out. Clear that stuff out. That's what
Right.
I'm doing. Clutter,
Look
clear.
at it a different way, a
Somebody,
different light.
okay, hold
More
on. Who-
fun in 2018.
Somebody else did a shot.
Somebody else did a shot.
Oh, are
Well,
we drinking shots this morning?
I'm taking a shot of my herbal tea. All right, we gotta go.
We gotta go.
We love you
Cheers.
all. Carrie,
Thank
Tiffanie,
you.
Sara,
Happy New Year,
Kerry,
everyone.
Wendy, Nora. We're saying
Bye.
goodbye. Thank you for joining us. We love you.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Love you all.